Hello, just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Today, epoxy resin, still with the gentian, 50-50 equal parts volume, not weight, so I've got 40mm and 40mm, resin and hardener. I have this cute little doggy mould to try and play with today. Weren't too sure what to do with him. I'm still experimenting with putting stuff in the resin. So, more of a straightforward experiment today. I have got loads and loads of tiny little gems. So, I want to see how many I can put in there and if I can get them to not all come to the bottom. That's what I'm going to try. And also not block. This guy's got lots of places where there can be pockets of bubbles, like under the chin, ears, under the head. So we're going to work on eliminating those bubble traps. I also have a plastic stirrer here, a non-porous one. The advice that I received has been phenomenal so far, so I'm going to keep that up. I'm going to get stirring. This is going to take about 5 minutes, so we'll pop it all in there and then we will flash forward to this all being stirred and hopefully bubble free. Okay, tray of goodies. So these are the gems that I'm talking about. I'm just going to grab a pinch and drop them in. In fact, wait a second. Before I went too far, I had another project on the go that I needed to top up a touch. I don't want any big ones, I want them all to be the little ones. They seem to be... Maybe we're just going to come to the top slowly. Possibly we're going to just come to the top slowly. Well, we're doing it. I'll try and keep them all separated from one another. And hope that they all don't just migrate to the edge. Like, silver side up. I'll try and put a few more in there. They do seem to be staying roughly where I've been poking them. Yeah, they seem to be, if I encourage them down. We might have to do it when it's in the mould, encourage a few right the way down. Look at that sparkle. Right, I'm going to give this just a little blast with a heat gun just to make sure, because I'd have probably pushed some bubbles in there. And then we're going to pour it into the doggy mould and then see what we've got. Alright, let's do this really, really slowly. Let me get the torch on that. I don't think that's actually an air pocket, I think that's a gem. I might have a little air pocket there. I don't think we have one under the nose anymore. Well, I think I can see one, I just can't get it to move up. So I think there's a couple around the nose. I will mute this bit or fast forward this bit. Hopefully we got them. Well, they seem to have all gone different ways. There seems to be like a line trap around the base of the head. And then the rest have come all the way up the top here. And now we're like bulbousing out the top, so we're going to have a swollen bum. We may have one last thing to try. So I never use these for anything, but this might be the time to do it. that last one's cheating because that's not one we want. Let's see if we can poke these back down. I think we're going to have a shiny bottom and a totally transparent head. That's what I'm thinking. So I haven't worked out how to get everything to disperse evenly just yet. But like I say, I can see that there is none in the top of the head. Well, we will find out. Well, you'll find out in a second. I will find out tomorrow. Wish me luck. Okay, our Jemmy doggy mould is complete. Cured. You can see it's done what I thought it would do. They've all pretty much sunk to the bottom, which this looks epically cool. I think the rest of them are just going to look clear. So probably in the future, do it in very, very thin layers and pack it as tight as possible. But let's have a look. He still looks cute, even if all the gems are in his bum. Apart from maybe like one tiny one in the top of his head. Well, we have a couple of bubbles. I thought there might be one in the ear here because I could feel it through the mould. But this ear is pretty fine. I think there's a tiny... It's hard to... I think that's where the gem is actually protruding. There's a little one on the tongue right there. Not many under the chin, which is where we tend to get them. And despite all of that being packed in, not many anywhere else. Well, he still looks cool. He still looks cute. I think we'll come back to this guy in the future and perhaps paint him up a little bit. But I quite like him how he is. A cute little puppy dog. Maybe we'll just paint the eyes and the tongue. Well, not quite a success. The mould itself was pretty successful. The idea itself needs refining. Good idea, because this, if we'd have got this everywhere, it would have been a success. Let me know what you think. Experts out there, how can I get this to stay up here? Am I right in thinking I've got to do it like very thin layer at a time and just have it packed? Well, let me know. And let me know what you think. Do you think it looks cute? I do, but then I love dogs, so tiny bit biased. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some ideas. And if you have any answers to my questions, I hope you can help me solve them. Like if you like what you see, comment if you got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.